The room went silent, and then it happened. Andre walked away from Elizabeth. Not a dramatic argument, not a slow fade, but a full-on divorce announcement that left everyone, including the audience, stunned. Yara's face crumpled, tears streaming down as if the walls themselves were closing in. Could anyone have predicted this? One moment, there was tension. The next, lives were upended on national television. Fans across social media were already reacting, sharing clips, speculating, and trending hashtags started spinning out of control. This moment will haunt the season, and you won't believe what came next. Elizabeth's reaction was heartbreaking. She tried to speak, tried to hold herself together, but the weight of Andre's words pushed her to the edge. Panic flickered in her eyes, a mix of shock and betrayal. And while cameras captured it all, the cameras weren't the cruel part. Being watched by millions of strangers online, judged and dissected in real time, that's what made this moment almost unbearable. Andre, for his part, stood firm, unflinching, revealing layers of frustration and detachment that no one had fully anticipated. Meanwhile, Yara's breakdown wasn't just about Andre's decision, it was about everything piling up at once. A marriage, friendships, public perception, and the pressure cooker of reality TV. Her sobs were raw, unfiltered, a stark contrast to the polished images reality shows usually sell. And fans responded immediately. Tweets, TikToks, Instagram posts, all framing her heartbreak as a cultural event, something shared globally in real time. Stay with me, because what happened in the next few minutes shocked even the most diehard fans. Social media had a field day, and it wasn't just sympathy. There were fan theories about long-term patterns, subtle signs no one noticed before, and countless memes trying to make sense of what was happening. Some blamed Andre, some blamed circumstances, some blamed the pressure of public scrutiny. The truth? Probably a mix of all of it. Reality TV turns personal pain into viral moments, and every sigh, every tear, every awkward pause gets amplified 1,000 times over. Andre's decision wasn't just a divorce, it was a spark that ignited discussions on emotional manipulation, control, and vulnerability. But let's pause for a second, think about the ripple effect. This wasn't contained in a living room or a private conversation. Millions saw it unfold, millions debated it, and millions carried that emotional energy forward. Elizabeth was left facing a world of opinions she never asked for. Yara, overwhelmed and exposed, became a symbol of public heartbreak. Andre, he became the catalyst of this perfect storm, one moment pushing boundaries, the next leaving the stage with a cold clarity. Hold on, because the chaos didn't stop there, and the next reveal will hit even harder. The tension isn't just between the cast members, it's in the air, in the comments, in fan pages, and in every clip being replayed endlessly. The stakes are huge. Relationships are on the line. Emotional stability is on the line. And the audience, hungry for drama, is watching every second, every twitch, every tear. Could anyone have predicted how messy it would get? Not really. That's why you need to stay focused, because this episode doesn't just show heartbreak, it lays the groundwork for betrayal, confrontation, and explosive fan reactions that you won't want to miss. What happens next will change everything you thought you knew about these couples. Last episode set the stage for chaos we didn't even know was coming. Elizabeth and Andre were barely holding it together, trading tension-filled glances and awkward silences that spoke louder than words. Meanwhile, Joy and Yara were circling each other like delicate landmines, both trying to keep a fragile balance while carrying the weight of private pain on camera. If you thought last week was dramatic, think again. This is the calm before the storm, the kind of calm that makes you hold your breath, knowing the explosion is inevitable. The cracks you saw last week are just the opening act of something much bigger. Elizabeth seemed haunted by the patterns she's been living with. Every dismissive comment, every sigh from Andre, added another layer of doubt and fear. Andre, on the other hand, wore this mix of frustration and detachment like armor, as if emotionally stepping back would somehow protect him. It's relatable in a way. You've been in that tense room where no one is talking, and every word feels like a mine. But Andre didn't just stop at silence. His gestures and small remarks hinted at deeper control struggles. Yara and Joy's interactions weren't any less complicated. Yara's gentle attempts to connect with Joy met subtle resistance, and you could see the strain in every expression. Fans watching at home probably nodded, thinking, I've been there too, when dealing with someone emotionally fragile or unpredictable. And then there's Joy, who carried her own anxieties like invisible baggage, leaving Yara tiptoeing around her feelings, trying not to trigger a breakdown but knowing it's almost impossible. Things are about to get worse, and the next moment will make you question everything you thought you knew about these relationships. On top of all that, there's the looming shadow of the tell all. Every episode hints at it, teasing arguments and confrontations, but this time, the anticipation feels heavier. You can practically see Elizabeth rehearsing in her head, wondering if she'll finally stand her ground or crumble under scrutiny. Andre, confident yet simmering, seems ready to push buttons he probably shouldn't. The energy in the house is electric, but in a tense, unstable kind of way, the kind that makes you cringe and cheer at the same time. Even small behaviors reveal so much. The way Andre rolls his eyes at questions, the subtle sighs, the pauses before speaking, all tell the story of a relationship fraying at the edges. Yara biting her lip, Joy's fleeting glances of guilt or worry, these tiny moments add up, layering tension that will explode when the cameras focus on the tell-all stage. Hold tight, because the next confrontation is not just dramatic, it's going to be unforgettable. And while last week gave us hints of emotional cracks and fragile alliances, nothing compares to what's coming. The tell-all promises to strip the layers off each relationship, leaving raw, exposed emotions in its wake. What we saw last episode is just the prologue. The real drama, heartbreak, and fan debates are just getting started. The tell-all started like any other reunion, but within minutes, it was clear nothing would stay normal. Andre and Elizabeth faced each other under the hot lights, and the tension was nearly tangible. Andre's comments were sharp, dismissive, and just a touch controlling. He questioned Elizabeth's choices, subtly invalidated her feelings, and pushed back against her attempts to explain herself. You could almost feel the air tighten around her, the way someone freezes when the emotional ground beneath them starts to shift. The intensity in this room isn't just TV drama, it's raw, real, and painfully relatable. Elizabeth's reactions were immediate. A flush of panic, her hands gripping the edge of her seat, a deep intake of breath before she spoke. She tried to stay composed, but every cutting remark from Andre made her retreat further inward. In my opinion, chronic stress can make anyone react like this. Her panic and withdrawal aren't weakness. They're human responses to repeated emotional strain. You could see it in her eyes, the mix of fear, frustration, and the desperate hope that maybe he'd stop. And just when you think she's done, Andre raises the stakes. He questions her commitment and loyalty in front of the cameras, forcing Elizabeth into a corner. Her voice shakes, the words caught between confrontation and retreat, and for a moment, the room goes silent. You almost hear the collective gasp of viewers at home, because this isn't just another fight. This is a clash that lays bare years of unresolved tension. Hold on, because what happens next changes everything for them. Andre's approach isn't violent, it's insidious. The control comes through tone, interruption, and selective listening. He pushes back when she expresses hurt and reframes her concerns as overreactions. Elizabeth's panic attack is subtle at first, a trembling lip, a shaky hand, a pause that stretches into eternity. Fans watching have been quick to pick up on it, noticing the patterns. Dominance, withdrawal, and subtle manipulation that repeat across their interactions. Then comes the moment that hits hardest. Elizabeth attempts to leave. Her panic is no longer internal, it's external, physical. She stands, takes a step toward the exit, and the cameras follow, capturing a human moment that feels uncomfortably intimate. Andre doesn't move, doesn't apologize, just watches, as if daring her to push further. And just when you think she's gone, she stops, caught between leaving and facing the storm. This hesitation makes the audience hold their breath because anything could happen next. The tension isn't just emotional, it's a test of endurance, loyalty, and self-preservation. Every viewer can relate to that split-second decision, the internal battle between walking away and standing your ground. Elizabeth's vulnerability resonates because it's layered with history. Every argument, every cold shoulder, every subtle dismissal from Andre feeds into this moment, magnifying the stakes. It's a reminder that reality TV isn't only about spectacle. Sometimes it's a magnifying glass on authentic, complicated emotions that have been simmering for years. And just when you think she's reached her limit, Andre drops another bomb, an accusation that throws everything off balance again. Elizabeth's composure cracks fully, the fight-or-flight response in full display. The cameras catch every flicker of emotion, but the real story is the years of stress, expectations, and patterns that led to this breaking point. Fans and psychologists alike can debate motives, but the undeniable truth is, this confrontation will stay with both of them, and the audience, long after the cameras stop rolling. Stay tuned, because what unfolds in the next moments doesn't just affect Elizabeth and Andre, It ripples across everyone in this season's drama. Yara's heartbreak hit hard, and you could feel it through the screen. Tears streamed down her face, hands clutching at whatever comfort she could find. Her voice trembled as she tried to respond, but the words barely formed. Joy's divorce revelation wasn't just a shock, it was a public unraveling of everything Yara thought was stable. Would you stay strong if the world was watching you crumble? That's the question everyone was asking as they watched her struggle to keep her composure. Fans flooded social media, dissecting every glance, every tear, every hesitant word from Yara. Every post, every hashtag, every clip made the heartbreak louder. Viewers couldn't help but feel caught between empathy and fascination. Some praised her bravery, some criticized, but almost everyone felt the weight of seeing someone so exposed. Joy's announcement wasn't contained, it rippled through the fanbase like wildfire, turning a private heartbreak into a global conversation. You could almost hear the collective sigh of millions across timelines reacting in real time. And just when you think the moment can't get heavier, Yara's vulnerability sparks a chain reaction. Other couples on the show glance nervously at each other, aware that private cracks might become public spectacles. Would you handle this kind of scrutiny? Could anyone truly prepare for it? Her tears aren't just personal, they're a warning shot for the rest of the season, a reminder that on reality TV, your pain becomes part of the storyline. The social media storm isn't just noise, it amplifies the stakes for every character involved. Memes, fan theories, and threads dissecting every second of the revelation spread fast. Some fans speculate on how this will affect Yara and Joy's long-term relationship, while others wonder if Andre and Elizabeth will feel the ripple in their own interactions. Every like, comment, and share makes the heartbreak more visible, more public, and more intense. Yara's private emotions become a collective spectacle, turning vulnerability into viral content, whether anyone wants it or not. Then comes the subtle hints of fallout. Yara withdraws slightly in group settings, casting nervous glances at cameras and co-stars alike. You can see the fear of judgment and the pressure to hold it together, even as her mind reels from the shock. Every smile feels forced, every laugh a little hollow. Fans notice, and it fuels speculation. Will other relationships be affected? Could this set off a chain of confrontations we haven't seen yet? Her heartbreak is more than a moment, it's a catalyst, a shift that changes the energy for the whole cast. By the end of the episode, Yara's tears linger in viewers' minds. They're not just watching someone cry, they're witnessing how public exposure turns private pain into shared anxiety. Every social media comment, every viral clip, makes the heartbreak more than hers alone. And just when you think the drama has paused, a new tension rises in the background, teasing that these emotional shocks might push other couples to the edge in the next episodes. Keep watching, because what Yara faces now could reshape the entire season's emotional landscape. Just when you think the drama couldn't get more intense, the focus shifts from personal heartbreak to a scandal that rattled the entire franchise. Bilal has, once seen as a polished and confident cast member, suddenly finds himself at the center of financial controversy. Fans weren't just watching, they were investigating. Screenshots, old posts, and casual remarks suddenly became evidence as social media detectives pieced together what looked like inconsistencies in Bilal's financial claims. The scrutiny was relentless, and the network was paying attention. Every post, every theory, every comment amplified the stakes. Viewers dissected every detail, wondering if Bilal's carefully constructed image was cracking. Could this be a case of alleged financial mismanagement, or was it a misunderstanding blown out of proportion? And just when you think the story might settle, fans uncover something even more shocking, fueling a new wave of speculation that spreads like wildfire. The network can't ignore this kind of attention. TLC's reputation is on the line, and every viral clip adds pressure. In my opinion, public exposure like this isn't just stressful, it can be psychologically crushing. Imagine knowing that millions of viewers are judging your choices, dissecting your behavior, and debating your morality online. The pressure isn't theoretical, it's immediate, intense, and highly visible. Fans didn't just react, they created a digital pressure cooker that no one could escape. Every accusation, every rumor, every hashtag turned Bilal's personal life into a spectacle. And it wasn't just fans, the cast was watching too. Other couples began to measure their words and actions more carefully, realizing that any misstep could ignite similar scrutiny. Bilal's situation became a cautionary tale. One wrong move, one post, and your public image could unravel in hours. Then came the network response, subtle but telling. Bilal's appearances were quietly reduced, and producers started distancing themselves from the controversy. What looked like a routine casting decision suddenly took on the weight of crisis management. Could the fallout extend beyond Bill, affecting other cast members and future seasons? Viewers are left guessing, analyzing every camera angle, every edit, every tease of the upcoming episodes. The scandal demonstrates how quickly private behavior can become public drama and how social media acts as both judge and jury. By the end of the episode, it's clear that Bill Hazz's reputation is hanging by a thread. The combined weight of fan investigation, viral commentary, and network caution creates a tension that's impossible to ignore. What started as a whisper in forums became a storm that threatens careers and reshapes audience perception. And just when you think the dust might settle, hints of further revelations linger, teasing that the next episodes could bring even more shocking consequences. Keep watching, because Bill's saga is far from over, and the next twist could hit harder than anything we've seen so far. The moment these episodes aired, social media exploded. Clips of Elizabeth walking off stage, Yara breaking down, and Bill's controversy were everywhere. Fans weren't just commenting, they were dissecting every facial expression, every pause, every word. Twitter threads grew longer than some novels, and hashtags trended as if a celebrity scandal had just hit. Do you think fans are too harsh, or are they simply holding these reality stars accountable for their actions? The intensity online was staggering, pulling viewers deeper into the drama. Memes, reaction videos, and fan theories flooded every platform. Some posts were sympathetic, others downright savage, and the mix kept the conversation alive 24/7. Every time a new clip surfaced, people debated, predicted, and replayed the moments frame by frame. It wasn't just about watching the show anymore, it became a community obsession. And just when you think the chatter is slowing down, someone digs up an old post or a new angle, reigniting the fire. The humor wasn't hard to find either. Fans poked fun at Andre's timing, Elizabeth's panic, and even Bill's too perfect image. Yet behind the laughs, there's real emotional investment. Viewers felt the heartbreak, the tension, and the stakes, because in many ways, we've all witnessed awkward confrontations or personal challenges. The relatability makes it addictive. Social media amplified every reaction, making private moments feel public and urgent. The consequences aren't just online either. Couples feel the pressure knowing millions are watching and judging. Every step, every word, every expression is scrutinized, and that creates a new layer of tension off camera. Could this online scrutiny impact future decisions or even relationships? Some fans think it will, and the speculation only grows. As the conversation rages, unanswered questions hang in the air. How will Elizabeth respond to the backlash? Will Yara find closure, or will the public eye make it harder? And Bill, how deep will this scrutiny go before the network steps in further? The answers aren't clear yet, and that uncertainty keeps audiences hooked. The social media fallout proves one thing: the drama doesn't end when the cameras stop rolling. The audience now has a voice, and every reaction feeds the next wave of tension and suspense. The threads of online chatter, memes, and fan investigations create a story that evolves in real time, keeping everyone guessing and craving the next shocking twist. And just when you think it's over, another clip surfaces, reminding everyone that no secret stays hidden for long. Watching this episode, some patterns are impossible to ignore. Control, withdrawal, emotional manipulation. They keep popping up across multiple couples. Andre's dismissive tone toward Elizabeth, Joy's hesitations, and Bill's carefully managed image all reflect the same recurring tensions. It's like the show holds up a mirror to relationships under pressure, showing how stress can amplify even small disagreements. You might say, maybe he was just stressed, but the emotional fallout was very real and visible to everyone. The patterns remind us that even private struggles can spill into public chaos, keeping viewers glued to every moment. Vulnerability is another theme that hits hard. Yara breaking down on camera wasn't just a moment of tears, it highlighted how fragile confidence can become when personal life is exposed to millions. When audiences watch these reactions, it's easy to criticize, but there's also a lesson. Emotional honesty has consequences, both liberating and challenging. The more someone tries to hide pain or frustration, the more likely it is to surface in dramatic ways. Behavioral dynamics also show that small repeated actions build tension over time. Andre's subtle invalidations, Elizabeth's withdrawal, and even Bill's careful social media persona demonstrate how consistent patterns shape relationships. These patterns aren't always conscious, but their effects are undeniable. Fans notice them, analysts comment on them, and the network captures them in slow motion for everyone to dissect. Repeated behaviors often signal deeper issues, and spotting them early can save a lot of heartache. So, what can viewers take away from this roller coaster? Awareness of emotional triggers, the importance of communication, and the value of boundaries are key. Seeing relationships unravel under constant pressure teaches practical lessons about resilience, patience, and empathy. It also sparks reflection. How would you react if your private life was scrutinized by millions, every word and gesture dissected online? The episode ends leaving viewers with lingering questions. Will Elizabeth find a way to reclaim her voice? Can Yara rebuild trust and confidence? And what surprises might the next episode hold when past patterns collide with new tensions? The drama isn't over, and these threads promise more shocks, heartbreak, and revelations just around the corner. The key takeaway: watching these moments closely teaches us more than gossip ever could, revealing the complex mix of control, vulnerability, and resilience in human relationships. This episode leaves us reeling. Andre walking away from Elizabeth wasn't just a breakup, it was a public unraveling of a relationship under constant pressure. Elizabeth's panic, Yara's tears, and the ripple effects on everyone involved made it clear that the stakes aren't just personal, they're broadcast for the world to witness. Every glance, every pause, every hesitant word carried weight, and fans could feel it through the screen. The fallout is far from over, and the way these emotions spill into social media keeps everyone on edge. We saw how old patterns collide with new revelations. Andre's controlling tendencies, Elizabeth's emotional withdrawal, and Yara's vulnerability created a perfect storm of heartbreak and tension. Meanwhile, Bill's scandal added a different kind of pressure, reminding us that reality TV exposes both emotional and ethical vulnerabilities. It's like watching a slow-motion chain reaction. One move triggers a cascade of consequences, and the audience can't look away. So what's next? The couples are far from resolved, and the drama is only escalating. Will Elizabeth find her voice after this public blow? Can Yara recover from the heartbreak under the scrutiny of millions? And what secrets might surface that will rock the remaining relationships? Every answer seems to lead to more questions, keeping viewers hooked and hungry for what comes next. If you think this episode was intense, wait until you see the next twists and revelations. Nothing will be the same. Next episode, tensions explode, and one shocking confession changes everything. The delicate balance of trust, loyalty, and personal boundaries faces its ultimate test. One slip, one revelation, and the emotional fallout could reshape the dynamics for every couple. Prepare for heartbreak, shocking confrontations, and a roller coaster of emotions that will leave no one untouched. The stage is set, the players are ready, and the drama is only getting hotter. Don't blink, because the next episode promises chaos, revelations, and heartbreak in ways you won't see coming.